Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We are doing this drugstore glam featuring everything from the drugstore. When I was deciding what I wanted to do for this video, at first I was like, oh, full face affordable, but you know, that could mean getting products from ColourPop or Morphe or online at stores that don't necessarily sell readily at like Ulta, Walmart, Target, Walgreens, etc. But I actually wanted to focus this down to just products you can find at the drugstore, so it's a little bit more readily available for you to run out and purchase these things if you so choose, if something tickles your fancy. These are all, of course, cruelty-free products that I have bought from Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Ulta, Rite Aid, CVS, all that jazz. Without further ado, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I post, typically Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Of course, every product that I've used will be listed down below, as well as other important information. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with priming the face. I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Prep HD High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. It's basically just a silicone product. Looks like this, very comparable to the Smashbox Photo Finish, a primer that I have been using and loving for years. I'm just gonna put that all over my face. Oh, that's awkward. You can see my dry shampoo hanging out in the middle of my hairline. Hey! Alright, we're just gonna pretend that's not there and move on. Okay, sorry. For foundation, I am taking the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in the shade Golden Beige. I recently repurchased this and I love this foundation. Honestly, it's like under $5, and I love that it has like a little spatula. I know some people don't like that, but I really love that to just kind of like paint on the face like this and just like, you know, go on the forehead, just apply it everywhere. Because honestly, you guys, I hate putting foundation on the back of my hand. I used to all the time, but now I just apply it directly to either the sponge or whatever beauty tool I'm using, brush, just because, I don't know, I just find that to be easier. And now I'll be taking my Beige Cosmetics V11 brush that I've been loving for foundation, and I'm just going to be buffing that all in. Alright, now that we have our initial base down, I'm going to conceal underneath the eyes. I'm going to be taking the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer in the shade Light Beige. It's a great concealer, you guys. Like, I mean, the applicator is great. It deposits so much product. You really don't need a lot. It's just really good stuff. I'm just gonna highlight under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, up here, just wherever I want to bring more light to my face. And then on my chin and above my cupid's bow. And then as a little kind of like extra tip, I'm going to kind of like swipe underneath here. And this gives you the illusion of more lifted cheekbones, even if you don't do contour. Like, it'll kind of give you the look that you've sculpted out your cheeks a little bit more than you have. So really good stuff. And I'm going to blend that in with my Ulta Precision Foundation brush. I'm going to bring the concealer on my eyelids as kind of like a double duty eyeshadow primer, one of my favorite time-saving hacks ever. Okay, so now that our cream products are basically all on, this is all I'm going to do today for my cream base. I'm going to set my face with two powders. The first powder I'm going to take is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Pressed Powder Compact. I have a hair right here. It's itchy. I'm taking the Photofocus pressed powder in the shade Warm Beige by Wet n Wild. It's a really nice kind of setting powder. It's great for photography. I will say it's not the best at keeping your skin matte all day long, but just for an overall setting of the face, it's really, really good. I'm going to be taking my favorite brush that I don't know the name of, that you guys have seen forever and ever. So yeah, just to set all over the face. Dry skin girls will definitely love this powder because it's not, as I said, super mattifying. So when you look at your face, there's this really nice kind of like satin finish to it after you apply it. It's really good stuff. And then you guys know I have to brighten up my under eyes with the Wet n Wild MegaGlo Contouring Palette in the shade Caramel Toffee. Taking this on my Juvia's Place tapered brush and just go on in and kind of set the eyelids as well. Okay, so I'm going to actually powder contour my face a little bit. I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. finishing powder in the shade Medium Dark. It looks like this. It's a really nice contour powder. because it's so smooth, so creamy. Like, this is technically a face powder, but I just bought a shade darker for bronzer slash contour. But it has a perfect cool undertone to really chisel the cheek, so I love that. And to do that, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. blending brush, just this fat little fan brush, and I'm just going to dip that in here, tap off the excess, and just kind of lightly go in the hollows of my cheeks. I'm going to be taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. To bronze the skin, I'm going to be taking my EcoTools Blending and Bronzing Brush, I believe that's what it's called, and just really saturate. Ooh, you can see the powder fly up, but it's really good stuff. And just blend this into the skin. Alright, now for blush, I'm going to be taking the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. This is a classic, as you guys know. And I'm going to be applying that with my Wet n Wild blush brush. And I love using this blush in conjunction with the highlight I'm about to use, because this already has some sort of like radiance. As you can see, like there's a little bit of a glow to it. So I don't typically pair this with a super blinding intense highlight. I like pairing it with a more subtle highlight just so that they really complement each other well and that it's not like overkill, you know? Alright, and now for highlighter, I'm going to be taking the Essence Pure Nude Highlight in the shade Be My Highlight. This looks like a face powder in the pan, but I mean, it doesn't really swatch that impressively. But if you use a really densely packed synthetic brush, the payoff is amazing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques setting brush and going into this product, and watch. It's still very skin-like, but you can definitely achieve a really nice glow. Alright, now we're going to get started on the fun part, which is the eyes. And today I'm going to be taking my Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. I showed you guys this palette in my haul, and I've really been wanting to use it in a tutorial, so that is what I'm doing today. So yeah, I am so excited. Alright, to start off, I'm going to be taking this bottom transition color with my Morphe M504 and just putting this, ooh, there's a lot of kick up. It's very pigmented, so be careful, tap off the excess. And I'm just going to be placing this all over the crease of my eye. Very blown out, very warm. I love these shades, and I'm definitely going to be using this blue, so yes. Alright, and then deeper in that transition, I'm going to be taking this really nice orangey, peanut buttery shade, and I'm going to be a little bit more precise with that. So I'm going to be taking my Morphe M573 and putting that deeper into the crease. Going for a very warm, sunset-y, kind of spring, summer-ish look today. The weather has got me feeling some type of way. And then for my outer V, I'm going to be taking this really dark, kind of like brownish, black, gray-ish shade just to accentuate the outer corners, to open up the eyes a little bit. To do this, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop, I think it's like the tapered blending brush. And to go over those lines, I'm going to be taking that orangey shade again, just working that through my crease. Alright, and then before we kind of really clean everything up, I'm going to go in with my lid color. I'm so excited. This is the blue in the palette. I don't think they have a name, but I'm just going to go in with this blue on a flat shader brush. I'm going to take this e.l.f. blending brush. I'm not looking for it to be too intense today, so that's why the brush isn't as like stiff. But oh my god, let's see how it applies without any. Okay, so I am going to spray a little bit of setting spray on this color just because it's not as pigmented as I would like. So I'm just gonna take my setting spray and kind of spray that on. Ooh, yes. Over the lid. Alright, now that we have like our initial applications down, I'm going to be going back in with that Morphe M504 and that initial transition color just to blend out the edges. Make sure everything looks seamless and smooth. Oh, that color though, So good. And then I'm going to go back into that deep shade for our outer corners and re-accentuate that. Oh, I'm sorry, you can see my mirror. And I'm going to re-accentuate that outer corner. And then going back in, blending. As I said in my last tutorial, just go in opposite steps just to make sure that everything truly is as seamless as possible. And then finally, for one last time, going back in with that transition color and just blending everything together so you get that nice harmony of colors. All right, and then my last step for my eyeshadow is going back in with that lid shade and just making sure that it's as intense as possible because some of that color got blended away while we were re-adding those transition and outer V shades. All right, and then our lid look is complete for now. I'm going to add some eyeliner. I'm going to be taking the number 7 Stay Perfect pencil liner. This is the Amazing Eyes pencil. It's just a black Kohl eyeliner. I'm using this because I currently don't have a drugstore liquid eyeliner. For longevity purposes, I always recommend a gel or liquid liner just because they tend to stay put more than a pencil. But I only have high-end liquid liners at the moment. The one that I had, the Essence liner that I had was the last liquid liner I had. It dried out, so I had to throw it away. But this is what I'll be going in with, so yeah. But use any liquid liner, use any kind of eyeliner you want. And I'm just going to be applying this to my top lash line. Alright, so that is my eyeliner on. I didn't really go for like a wing, but this is just generally the direction my eyeliner goes whenever I just do it. So I'm not going to be popping on falsies today, so I'm just going to go in with mascara. I'm going to prime with the Catrice Glam & Doll Volumizing Mascara Primer. It's just a basic eyelash primer. This is a step that I always have to do. You feel free to do whatever you want, but I'm just going to go in and apply this. And then for mascara, I'm going to be doing something rare. I'm taking a waterproof mascara. This is the Essence Get Big Lashes. This is their Volume Boost Waterproof Mascara. And I'm just applying this just because I've been a little bit emotional lately. There's just been stuff going on in my personal life that I'm on the verge of tears these days. So is that weird? I hope not. But I'm just going to apply this mascara. It's a really good volumizing formula, and I hardly use it. Before I apply mascara to my bottom lash line, I'm going to actually use some shadow. I'm going to take the Wet n Wild palette again and dip into that deep shade right here. And on a Morphe 213, I'm just going to smudge this really close to the lash line, kind of mimicking an eyeliner effect. And to smudge that all out, I'm taking my ColourPop E9 and going back into this transition color and just kind of smudging that all out on the lower lash line. Alright, and now that our lower lash line is blown out, I'm going to go ahead and add some lower lash mascara, taking that same Essence Get Big waterproof mascara and just going in. Okay, so the eyes are pretty much complete. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows because they look crazy with this eyeshadow or this eye look and them being bare. So I'm going to go ahead and fill them in. I'm going to be taking NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso, and I'm just going to lightly fill them in, create the shape that I want before I go in with brow gel. I'm going to be setting that with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. Just add a little bit more fullness. Alright, so brows are pretty much done. Always remember they're sisters, not twins. So now that we pretty much are done with this look, I'm just going to go ahead and set my face. I'm going to be taking the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Mattifying Setting Spray. It's great, great stuff. And now for lips, I'm going to be taking these two products. This is the Kokie lip liner in the shade Warm Nude. I love this lip liner. It's like my go-to for every lip color that I use. And then going over that with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi. It's a really beautiful nude, and yeah. Alright everyone, and that concludes this video. This was my little drugstore glam. I really hope you liked it. Keep in mind you can recreate this look with basically any products that you have at home if you don't have exactly what I used here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That really means a lot to me. You know, it just does. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.